Welcome everybody. It's a cold winter. I appreciate everybody coming to remember my brother Joe. My name is Katie. I'm the youngest of 5 children. So I'm going to just start off and I'll read the obituary. Is that too loud? No. Joseph Joe ELSBURY, 65, of Cherokee, Iowa, passed away on Tuesday morning, December 20th, surrounded by his siblings. Joe was born on July 5th, 1957, to Bernard and Melva Meerhoff ELSBURY in Hartley, Iowa. He attended Cherokee schools, graduating in 1977 from Washington High School. He worked for 16 years at Hy-Vee until his retirement in 2016. He loved NASCAR, the Dallas Cowboys, and had an ongoing rivalry with his brother-in-law about the Minnesota Twins and the Houston Astros. Go Stros. Joe lived at the Pride Group home the last 6 years, where he loved and was loved by the staff and his roommates. He loved to travel and had memorable trips to Montana, Texas, Minnesota, and several NASCAR events. Joe is survived by his siblings Donna ELSBURY, Bob Anderson of Duluth, Minnesota, Paul and Jackie ELSBURY of Marion, Montana, Tim and Ellie ELSBURY of Houston, Texas, TM, and Katie and Drew Gifford of Sutherland, Iowa, special friends Sue and Gina Hoover, also several nieces, nephews, and cousins, but I would like to give just a mention of his nieces and nephews: Jason, Leslie, Kristen, Kendra, Josie, Megan, Sarah, Emily, and Ian. Also, I would like to add that Joe, other than what he loved in the obituaries, he loved collecting semi-trucks, hats, Facebook accounts, passwords, dust, and friends. He loved when the Astros beat the Twins, as was mentioned previously, but it became a little more accelerated when they made the World Series, and you didn't. I would also like to take a special moment to thank Cecily and Amber for taking care of Joe at his home. They did an outstanding job, and he really loved you guys. The staff at Cherokee Regional Medical Center, the nurses on the 3rd floor, were amazing. Dr. Laughlin and his nursing staff. Everybody went above and beyond for him. So, thank you all for coming.
I'm Ellie ELSBURY. I'm Joe's sister-in-law, married to his brother Tim. Smaller. And I just want to read this poem. I scoured the internet the last few days trying to find something that was appropriate to read at Joe's service. And this is what we came up with, and everybody agreed that it was very fitting for Joe. It's called "You Meant So Much." I didn't write this, it's by Cassie Mitchell, wherever that is. You meant so much to all of us. You were special, and that's no lie. You brightened up the darkest day and the cloudiest sky. Your smile alone warmed hearts. Your laugh was like music to hear. I would give absolutely anything to have you well and standing near. Not a second passes when you're not on our minds. Your love we will never forget. The hurt will ease in time. Many tears I have seen and cried. They have all poured out like rain. I know that you are happy now and no longer in any pain. I just want to say a couple things. I want a special thank you to Kay and Drew Gifford, who watched over Joe after their parents died, and they were just his lifeline, basically. And they took him into their home his last few days. He got to spend it at home with all his siblings and their spouses. And I just want to thank you for all that. We love you, Joe.
I'm Bob Anderson. I'm married to Joe's oldest sister, Donna. And go Twins. will forever be grateful. They have been such a wonderful blessing in my life, and I proudly call myself an ELSBURY. Joe was an early riser, as I am. We got phone calls a few times a week, always before 7 a.m. And Donna would answer the phone, put it on speakerphone, and she would say, "Morning, Joe, how you doing?" And I would yell from across the room, "Go Twins!" And Joe would moan, and then he would go Astros! Then we talked a while as he watched TV, usually waiting for responses while he got through an exciting part of a show he had seen before many times. He just wanted to stay in touch with us, stay connected, and that's a gift that he called. We always ended the call in the same way. Donna would say, "Love you, Joe." And I would yell from across the room, "Love you, brother." And Joe would always say, "Love you, brother." Joe was a gentle soul, of which there are way too far few of them in the world. He wanted to belong, to love others, which he did immensely, and to be loved, which we loved him. When he was in the hospital before he died and came home, I had a chance to sit and talk with him one-on-one. I asked him if he was okay with everything that was going on, because he knew. And he told me he was afraid. I asked him why. He said he was afraid because of the trouble he had caused being sick. He was worried about all the work and care the family, mainly Mom and Dad and Kay and Drew, had done for him over the years. I told him he hadn't been in any trouble and that he was a great blessing to the family. He suddenly looked up at me, looked me straight in the eye and said, "Really?" Imagine that gentle soul not realizing what a blessing he was. So I told him the difference he had made just in my life. And I reminded him of all the things we had done together in the short time we had known each other, much less the rest of the family he had known for his whole life. I reminded him of family reunions, of the lawnmower repair service we were going to start after I fixed his lawnmower. And I reminded him of him mowing our lawn in Duluth on my John Deere riding lawnmower. And I told him how good he was, John Deere riding. He just beamed at me. I don't have any answers as to why such a gentle soul had to suffer and go through so much in his life. It doesn't make any sense to me. But I will leave that in the more capable hands of the one who died for me. I'm just thankful he was here. In 1 Corinthians 13:12, Paul says, "Now we see through a mirror dimly, but then face to face. Now I know only in part, then I will know fully, even as I have been known." Now is like trying to find our way in a very poorly lit room looking through a dirty mirror. Everything reflected backwards. Someday the lights will come on and the mirror will be taken away. There's a song Glenn Campbell recorded titled "No More Nights." I'd like to read you the words to it. "Timeless theme, earth and heaven will pass away. It's not a dream. God will make all things new that day. Gone is the curse from which I stumbled and fell. Evil is banished to eternal hell. No more nights, no more pain, no more tears, never crying again. Praises to the great I Am. We will live in the light of the risen Lamb." There's a picture on our refrigerator back in Duluth of Donna hugging her mom. They're face to face. We were leaving Sutherland, headed back to Duluth after staying there for a while, and we were saying goodbye. You can't see Mom's face, but you know her, and you can just feel the love in that picture. I think that's what heaven will be like. know when we get there as we are known, fully known, and face to face. Joe is there hugging Mom and Dad now, seeing everything clearly as God sees us. When David came to get Joe at the house, he and Paul took the gurney out. Joe and I followed behind him. After he left, I turned around and looked, and there's the gurney tracks in the snow, and tears just welled up. Then I noticed the tracks from Paul and Drew who had gone before me back into the house, some of them over the wheel tracks. Their tracks are Joe's tracks, the lives he's touched. He lives on in the people he loved and who loved him. His family, his roommates, his caregivers, his friends, his co-workers. Their footprints are a reminder of lives touched by Joe's gentle soul. No blizzard can blow them away or fill them in. The people who Joe loved and loved him will make more tracks. They will live their lives better, having been touched by Joe's life. It was 8 days from the time we came down to visit Joe in the hospital until he died. 8 days. If you knew you had 8 days with someone you loved, someone in your life, how would you react? God gives us a chance at do-overs. It's called forgiveness. Let's declare a do-over in Joe's honor. Are you angry with somebody? To quote Robert Redford and Jeremiah Johnson, we're in no trouble. Someone wronged you? We're in no trouble. Are you frustrated by somebody? We're in no trouble. Are you hurt by someone? We're in no trouble. Are you offended by someone? We're in no trouble. Are you an Astros fan? We're in no trouble. Go Astros. I love it, brother. I want to thank you for coming. Welcome to stay and visit, watch the video. Thank you.
Everybody traveled to be here, and I know it's evening time. The roads are icy, but we're going to be here for a while. And if anybody wants to say anything or share something about Joe, they're welcome to. But we're also just happy to just do fellowship with everybody.
This and that, here and there, and you never get tired of Joe. He was just always Joe, and I just thought I'd have to say something, and just let everybody know that he was a very gentle soul, and he taught me humility. I know nothing about humility like Joe did, thank you.
We're in no trouble. Another line in that movie is, don't know how many feet a horse has.
Okay. We're going to run the video again now, so enjoy the video. Come and look at the flowers and the remembrances on the table, and chat with each each other. Just be together. Thanks for coming.